Seeds of Wisdom RV and Economic Updates Friday morning, February 21, 25. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Good morning. Dinar recaps. SEC acknowledges slew of crypto ETF filings as reviews. Approvals accelerate. The regulator is seeking comment on filings covering crypto staking, options and altcoin ETFs, among others. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has acknowledged some half a dozen exchange filings related to cryptocurrency exchange-traded funds, ETFs, in the past 2 days, according to February 19 and February 20 regulatory submissions. The filings, submitted by securities exchanges Nasdaq ICE and CBOE BZX, address proposed rule changes for crypto ETFs concerning staking, options, in-kind redemptions and new types of altcoin funds, the documents show. The SEC's acknowledgements highlight how the agency has softened its stance on crypto since U.S. President Donald Trump started his second term on January 20. Consequently, 2 crypto index ETFs launched in February and analysts expect more ETF approvals to follow in 2025. Flurry of filings. Nasdaq's filing pertains to position and exercise limits on options tied to BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust, Bybit, the most popular spot crypto ETF, with nearly $57 billion in net assets, according to BlackRock's iShares website. Meanwhile, CBOE filed to list options on Grayscale's and Bitwise's Ether. The SEC has approved options on Bitcoin ETFs but has not yet green-lighted options on Ether ETFs. CBOE has also asked for permission to list Canary and WisdomTree's proposed XRP ETFs, support in-kind creations, and redemptions for Fidelity's Bitcoin and ETH ETFs, and allow 21 Shares Ether ETF to stake a portion of its ETH holdings for additional yield. The SEC is reportedly very interested in staking and has asked the industry to draft a memo reviewing the different types of staking and their potential benefits, Eleanor Terrett, a reporter for Fox Business, said in a February 20 post on the X platform. Terrett said her source expects to see some kind of agency guidance on staking in the near future as it's a topic they're engaging enthusiastically on. In-kind creations and redemptions, where an ETF swaps shares for a basket of underlying assets, are more tax-efficient and therefore preferred by most ETF issuers and investors. The SEC has not yet permitted in-kind redemptions for spot cryptocurrency ETFs. Expected approvals. Bloomberg Intelligence has set the odds of an XRP ETF approval in the U.S. at 65%. Its estimates for Litecoin and Solana ETF approval odds are even higher, at 90% and 70%, respectively. On February 14, the SEC acknowledged CBOE's request to list asset manager 21 Shares XRP ETF, further signaling the SEC's openness to approving an ETF for the altcoin. On February 19, cryptocurrency exchange Coinbase launched Sol futures contracts on its regulated U.S. derivatives exchange. Robust futures markets generally support cryptocurrency ETF applications because they provide a stable benchmark for asset prices. On February 20, Franklin Templeton launched an ETF holding both spot Bitcoin and Ether. It was the second cryptocurrency index ETF to hit the market after asset manager Hashdex launched its Nasdaq Crypto Index US ETF, NCIQ, on February 14. In 2024, under former U.S. President Joe Biden, the SEC allowed spot BTC and ETH ETFs to list in the U.S. after years of resistance but barred other types of crypto ETFs from listing. Hong Kong unveils roadmap to become global digital asset hub. Hong Kong's Securities and Futures Commission, SFC, published a 12-point Aspire roadmap for the territory to become a global digital asset hub. Until October last year, it had licensed 2 cryptocurrency exchanges. That figure rose to 10 yesterday with the licensing of Bullish, the exchange founded by Block.one and backed by Peter Thiel. Top of the SFC's priority list is to introduce licensing regimes for over-the-counter, OTC, virtual asset marketplaces as well as virtual asset custodians. While it wants to ensure better compliance and enhance consumer protection, it is willing to lean into the more innovative aspects of Web3 that are sometimes considered risky. Currently, the following activities are not allowed in Hong Kong, even for licensed exchanges: new token issuance, margin trading, derivatives, staking, and borrowing, lending. The SFC is willing to explore each of these, but some will be restricted to professional investors, such as derivatives and borrowing, lending. Adhering to the core principles of investor protection, sustainable liquidity and adaptive regulation. The roadmap in itself is a calibrated response to emerging VA market challenges and thus helps future-proof our ecosystem, said Dr. Eric Yip, the SFC's Executive Director of Intermediaries. The roadmap is not a final destination but a living blueprint, one that invites collective efforts to advance Hong Kong's vision as a global hub where innovation thrives within guardrails. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: dinarrecaps.com